Hey guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm super excited to be making. I'm going to be talking about everything you need to know about Cal Poly SLO. I'm making this video specifically for anyone who is considering or has already committed to Cal Poly that unfortunately kind of got gypped out of things like open house and orientation because of COVID-19. I know how important those experiences were for me personally, so since you guys didn't get to experience open house and orientation in the summer and fall are kind of still on the fence as of right now, I wanted to make a video answering all of your big questions about life as a student at Cal Poly. And obviously there are so many things I could talk about, but for the sake of time, I'm going to talk about the things that I've been asked about most and just important information I feel like you guys should know if you're an incoming freshman. But with that being said, if there is something you really want to know that I don't answer in this video, I'm going to leave my DMs on Instagram open, so feel free to shoot me a DM and I will do my best to get back to you on that. So I kind of wanted to divide this video into two parts. The first part being like the freshman experience, so dorm life, meal plans, orientation, making friends, that kind of thing. And then I'll kind of talk about life as a student at Cal Poly in general, because there definitely are some differences from being a freshman versus being like a second, third year, fourth year. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this video and find it helpful, and let's get started. Okay, so before I jump into everything, I just wanted to say I am a second year business administration major concentrating in marketing. So if you are studying business, thinking about marketing, anything like that, feel free to ask me any additional questions down below or DM me on Instagram. But yeah, I wanted to start off by talking about dorms at Cal Poly. So there are a few different residence halls. There is Yaxi, which is the really nice new building. There is Yosemite and Sierra Madre, which are the gray color buildings. There is, wow, it's been 1 year, Emma. There are the red bricks, and then there are the North Mountain dorms. So I guess I will start off by talking about the dorms I lived in as a freshman. I was in Yosemite, and originally when I got my housing assignment, I was not too happy just because when I went to open house and I drove by these dorms, I was like, oh my gosh, those look like a prison. And they kind of do on the outside. They are pretty old, but on the inside, they're super, super cozy, and I just had a lot of fun like making it my own. Also, Sierra Madre is like the same layout as Yosemite. It's just a different tower, like a little bit further down, closer to the center of campus. But yeah, some of the pros are that the Yosemite Sierra Madre dorms are pretty spacious. They're pretty long, and what I liked about them is that my roommate and I pretty much had our own sides because of this. Like, they're super long, so you kind of like split it in half instead of like each of you going on one side, if that makes sense. So we both got our own space and it was really nice. Also, these dorms are super social as well, so there's a lot of benefits, and I actually really enjoyed living there, and I know most people you will talk to have really good things to say about the Yosemite and Sierra Madre dorms. Now, going back to Yaxi, these are the dorms directly across from Yosemite and Sierra Madre. They are pretty much brand new, and the first year that they were open was the year that I was a freshman. So they're only like 2 years old, and these are literally the nicest dorms I have ever seen on any college campus. They literally look like hotels. They are so new. They have so many amenities. They have like study rooms. They have serenity rooms where you can go like relax and watch TV. My friends who lived over there would invite us over for like Bachelor Mondays, and it was literally so nice. And there's tons of like study nooks within the dorms, and then also outside they have this huge outside area that people like will go study and tan, and it's so nice. The good thing is if you don't get into these dorms, which most people won't because obviously that's just one dorm and there are five I think. The good thing is chances are you're gonna know somebody in there, and you can always like ask them to let you in to go study if you want, which is sometimes what I did. Now, moving on to the red bricks, these are the dorms that are closest to campus, so I would say that's the biggest pro, I guess. It's literally like a 2-minute walk across the street to campus versus my walk. When I had 8 a.m.s, I would have to leave super early to get to class. I lived in like the farthest dorms from the center of campus. So yeah, I think the red bricks are also really social. I would say one downside is that they are pretty small, especially if you're in a triple. I don't know how people in a triple like made it work. I would have been so cramped. But yeah, again, there are like pros and cons to every single residence hall, so just keep that in mind. And then lastly, we have North Mountain. These are all triples, and they're kind of like outside, like I don't know how to describe them, but like there's like no like halls in between the dorms. It's just all the rooms are like kind of like outhouses outside. I'm making it sound really bad. It's definitely not. They're super spacious. They're all triples, and because they're like outside. There's like so many views of nature, and I know people who lived there really liked being able to just walk outside and lay on the lawn and study. So these are really great options as well. Now moving on to campus dining / meal plans. I'm sure you guys have heard that campus dining is not the best at Cal Poly. We don't have a ton of options, and the options that we do have aren't very healthy, but there are definitely ways to work around it, so I will get into all of that. So to give you a rundown of the places we have to eat, we have a building called the Avenue, which has a Mexican food place, Chick-fil-A, a hamburger place, and then it also has like miscellaneous things you can get. Like in the morning they have like a whole like buffet of like bagels, yogurt, oatmeal, that type of thing, grab and go like parfaits. A healthy option we have is called Red Radish, and it's like salads and wraps. I tried to go there to be healthy. I just didn't find the food very fulfilling. I was never like fulfilled. I mean, I'm personally like not a salad or a wrap girl, so I guess that could be why too. Also in the same building as Red Radish, we have Mustang Station, which is like pizza and pasta. It was pretty good like for like a Friday night, but not something I'd want to get every day. And then in the University Union, which is right next to those two places, we have a Starbucks that has recently been renovated. It just got renovated this last year, so the summer before my second year. It's super nice. I went there all the time. Probably why I put on a few extra pounds during freshman year, because I went there like twice a day and got like breakfast sandwiches from there and stuff, just because I liked it better than the options we had on campus. And then we also have Campus Market, which is all the way on the other side of campus, so it's more for like going like in between classes type of thing. And in there's another like mini Starbucks. It's also like a mini market, so you can buy like snacks and stuff like that, but it's really expensive. And then also within Campus Market, you can get like chicken tenders, burgers, that kind of thing. And occasionally they would do like specialty meals, which were a little bit more expensive. Like they did steak and salmon. And I got that as often as I could because salmon is one of the healthy foods that I really enjoy eating, and it has like a lot of protein. So I would get that as often as I could. It was salmon with like garlic mashed potatoes, asparagus, and tomatoes. So I was always on the lookout for those like healthier options that I wanted to eat versus like Red Radish, which was healthy but didn't really like satisfy me. So when I was deciding between colleges, the campus dining definitely did worry me a little bit about Cal Poly, but in retrospect, it was not a big deal at all. I feel like people make it a bigger deal than it actually is. I think it's just about like making sure you're eating a balanced diet. You know, on Thursdays, you can go to Farmer's Market downtown and kind of switch it up. And something that I did is I had this like cart from IKEA. I'll insert a picture and link it down below. I found it so helpful. It was like my snack cart, so I would have all of my food on there. Like I'd have oatmeal, crackers, that kind of thing, non-perishables. And then whenever I could, I would go to the grocery store on the weekends and get healthier options and put those in my fridge. So I kind of switched it up between campus dining and going to the grocery store. And obviously going to the grocery store is a little bit of an extra expense. So if you're going to switch it up like that, I would recommend getting the lowest meal plan. That was personally enough for me, and I still had plenty of money left over at the end of the school year. Okay, next I want to talk about orientation. So at Cal Poly, we have SLO days in the summer, which is just like a weekend that you come, and it's kind of like the start of orientation. You're placed in a group and you just go to different meetings to learn more about the school and like what to expect in the fall. And then the fun part is week of welcome, and it's the week before classes start. The freshmen move in a week early, and you are assigned to a group with people from your residence hall that aren't your roommate. So it's a way for you to meet people that are nearby you. And you have 2 WOW leaders, and basically they plan a whole week of fun things to do around SLO to kind of get you acclimated. And I know people have mixed opinions on WOW, but I would say overall it's very good. It's one of those things like you get out what you put in. So if you don't show up to things, you're not gonna get out that much, if that makes sense. But I tried to go to every single thing that my group had planned, and it was honestly such a great experience. I met so many people, and I'm still really good friends with my WOW leaders. They were super amazing. And I would say that was the week that I kind of went from like being really scared about college to being super excited about it. So it's a super fun experience. Next, I want to talk about making friends, because this was definitely something I was nervous about coming to college. I had a few people from my high school, actually a decent amount of people from my high school went to Cal Poly. So it was nice to know that they were there, but I also wanted to obviously expand my circle and meet new people. And I would say like instantly, like as soon as you start moving your stuff into your dorm, other people in rooms around you will start introducing themselves. Everyone's excited, everyone's nervous, and you're also gonna make instant friends at WOW, like I said. But your neighbors in your residence hall are gonna be so nice and welcoming, and that's honestly how I instantly made friends. And then from that point forward, I would meet friends in different classes. I would meet friends, honestly, in so many places. You're just gonna meet so many people, you're not gonna know what to do. So I definitely would not worry about that. Everyone is so nice and they're just as excited / nervous as you are. Okay, another thing I get a lot of questions about is transportation as a freshman. So if you guys don't know, freshmen aren't allowed to bring cars to Cal Poly just because there's not enough room for everybody to park. And I was really nervous about this, but it wasn't bad. It was definitely manageable. Like, the campus is big enough that there's like always something to do and you don't really need to get off campus. And on the occasions that you do, like if you want to go to the beach or if you want to go to the grocery store, you can either ask like a friend you know who has a car, or you can take the bus, or you can Uber, or you can zip car, which is what I did. So basically you have an app and you can reserve a time for a car and then you rent that car out for like an hour, 2 hours, or however long you need. It's like $9 an hour or something like that, and it was really convenient. You just kind of have to plan ahead because usually if you like decide last minute, there's not a car available. So that was really nice. So the point is there are ways to get around, and the bus is free to Cal Poly students, and there's a route that goes directly downtown. So if you want to shop, get food, study at a coffee shop, it's really easy. I did end up bringing my car like halfway through winter quarter just because I'm a really independent person and I like getting off on my own. And I also wanted to have the flexibility to drive home to Orange County whenever I wanted. So I kind of observed what other people were doing fall quarter, and then I like followed suit winter quarter. So basically what I noticed a lot of freshmen did was park their cars on streets like around campus that didn't require a permit. So this is doable. It is kind of a pain because you have to like track the signs, like, oh, it will say like move your car every 3 days or no parking over here from this time to this time. You just have to be really aware of stuff like that. And I will say that most people who bring their car freshman year and park it on random streets end up getting at least one ticket while they do that. It happened to me. I had an $18 ticket. Honestly, that was worth it for all the use I got out of my car, but I do know people who got worse tickets, so just be really vigilant and careful if you're going to do that. Okay, so I feel like I talked about everything I wanted to talk about regarding freshman experience, and now I'm going to talk about like general Cal Poly experience. So I wanted to talk about the town location of Cal Poly. So it's in San Luis Obispo, which is a small town, and it's also known as the happiest city on earth. I can definitely attest to this. It's just very beautiful. There are lots of hills. It's very quaint. People are very nice. It's just a really happy vibe, and there is plenty to do. I think some people worry that there's not going to be enough to do, but it's like a big small town, if that makes sense. There's all the stores you need, like Target, Trader Joe's, Home Depot, Costco, but it has that small town vibe, and it's just really great. One of my favorite things is downtown, and I think a lot of Cal Poly students will say the same. Every Thursday there is a farmer's market, and it's just like really fun. Like, it's like an event, but you can also get really yummy food. And then it's also super fun to go downtown and study at coffee shop. And going downtown is also fun if you just like want to shop with friends or go out for the night. I love going downtown on like a Friday night to get a burger with my friends. It's just a really good vibe, and definitely not something that we have in Orange County. Next, I'm going to talk about classes and schedules. So I'm not really sure like what exactly you guys want me to talk about in regards to this, but I guess as far as like how many units people usually take, I would say the average is 16 units, which is usually for 4-unit classes. Because I came in to Cal Poly with a lot of AP credits, this year I started taking 12-unit quarters. But this quarter, because of COVID-19 and classes being online, I'm in 16 units just because I feel like I have more time and there's kind of like a lesser workload for online classes. So I'm currently in 16, but yeah, it kind of just depends on how many credits you came in with, what your major is, if you're adding a minor, that type of thing. So I'd really recommend talking to your academic advisor, which is what I did, to kind of know what track you're on. And then a lot of you guys asked what a week in my life is like, or what campus life is like. So I feel like the videos I have filmed would give you a much better picture than me just trying to explain it. So I'll link all of the weeks in my life that I filmed at Cal Poly. I think I have one from like week of welcome, so I'll definitely link them down below. That's one of my favorite vlogs I filmed. And then I have like weeks in my life, being a freshman, being a sophomore, all that kind of thing. Kind of gives you a picture of like what I do as a student, so I'll link those down below, and I highly recommend watching them if you kind of want an idea of what I do in a week. So yeah, I think that is all that I'm going to cover in this video. Obviously there is so much more I could talk about, but to prevent this video from being like hours long, I'm going to stop there. But like I said, if you have any more questions, I am more than happy to answer them. So comment down below or shoot me a DM on Instagram and I will do my best to get back to you. I also want to say congratulations to everyone who is admitted to Cal Poly. I'm super excited for you, and hopefully I will see you there as soon as all of this is over. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!